Hello friends, welcome back. In the previous session, we discussed clearly the linear regression and its implementation with Keras. Earlier, we had a clear discussion about linear regression in my first few sessions, and then in the previous session, I mean session 16, we had implementation details of linear regression through Keras. We also had a couple of models built with two different cases. First case, we went through a CSV file where we had the data of brain versus body weight, and then we created our own data and we fed it through an array and we built the model. Now in this session, we will understand how logistic regression is going to be handled through Keras. But first of all, we need to understand what logistic regression is all about. Logistic regression is a mathematical model which will help in predicting the probability of occurrence of certain event. For example, if this will happen or if this will not happen is what is going to be predicted. Now, given X, logistic regression will predict whether Y will occur or not. I give you X and I will tell you through my logistic regression whether Y will occur or not. Logistic regression is all about binary, which means it has to be 0 or 1. I mean, given the condition X, the Y has always to be 0 or 1. It cannot be intermediate. Y gets the value 1 if the event occurs and Y will get 0 if the event doesn't occur. Now, remember where exactly this kind of situations or this kind of regression techniques will be used. First case, mail spam detection. The mail can be spam or it cannot be spam. It cannot be intermediate, right? So diabetes detection, cancer detection, these kind of applications are quite popular, and we have seen that actually Google Gmail uses that. Gmail classifies it as spam or not spam. Now, another example that I can quickly give you to make sure you understand where exactly logistic regression can be used is very simple. In a web page, I have got an ad coming in and popping in. Now I need to understand if the customer will click that ad or not. This can be predicted using logistic regression. Another example I will give you. You are seeing a product quite frequently, you are searching for a product quite frequently in a particular website. Now I will have to predict if you are going to buy that product or not. All these can be done using logistic regression. Logistic regression is presented as a curve here. You can see that this is the way S-like curve is what is called logistic regression. This is how the plot would be. Now, a simple difference that you need to understand between linear and logistic regression is to be clarified. A linear regression is always an approach that will help you to derive or draw a connection, a relationship between a dependent and independent variables. But logistic regression is more statistical in nature, where the model will help you in predicting the outcome, which can be either of the two, yes or no, 0 or 1. That's it. Now, we use sigmoid function, and which is also called as logistic function in logistic regression cases, where understand the real value can be anything between, I mean the output can be anything between 0 and 1. It has to be 0 or 1. That's why we use sigmoid function here, and that's what is presented in the slide also. So understand, linear regression is going to help you in deriving a relationship between input and output. Logistic regression is going to tell you it can be this or that. Classification will be perfect. Now we are going to build simple logistic regression model with Keras, and I am going to use the MNIST dataset for this purpose. MNIST is a handwritten dataset with digits, and it's a very famous dataset which I have also used in my deep learning playlist, which you might be interested to look into for deep learning related topics. Now we are going to go ahead with implementing the logistic regression models with Keras for MNIST dataset. Now we need to import all the necessary modules from Keras. You can see that I have imported sequential. I need sequential, as I told you already. We are going to build a sequential neural network. I need dense. I told you the purpose clearly. I need optimizers, and MNIST is the data set that I'm talking about. So I need the data set. I have also downloaded, I have also imported np_utils, and I need plot as usual for us to visualize things clearly. I need plot, and I use matplotlib. Now the batch size is 128, classes is 10, and epochs 100. Again, the epochs, it can be decided based on trial and error, and it is up to you. Now what do? We need to load the M1IST dataset, and it has been assigned to X and Y for training, X and Y for testing. We always will split our dataset into testing and training, and you can see that the same thing happens here. Now what do? I need to reshape. You can understand it is 60,000 images in the training dataset and 10,000 images in the testing dataset. Now I do a clear pre-processing here by making it all float 32. Now we have got the clear pre-setup done. The prerequisites are all clearly done. Now what are we going to do? We are going to simply build the logistic regression model. Now the logistic regression model can be built with model is equal to sequential, which is nothing but we are building a sequential neural network. And now what are we going to do? We are going to go with dense. What is it? I told you the multi-dimensional stuff will get converted to one particular dimension, as we have seen in the previous thing. It helps you in converting a larger thing to the specified thing. Now we specify output dimension, input shape is specified, and normal activation is softmax. Softmax is one of the activation methods. We have seen it enough in the deep learning playlist in the couple of sessions, first initial sessions. So if you have any confusion, you can learn about this there. Now what do we need to do? I need to compile the model. So how do we compile? I need to specify the optimizer, and loss I need to specify. The loss is nothing but categorical cross entropy. Metrics always will be accuracy, and I go for model summary. Now what do? I need to go with fitting the model properly, where I give X train, Y train, and the epochs are already specified as 100, batch size is specified, verbose is done. Now we can go for model evaluation with X test, Y test, and verbose as 1. Now we are printing it. That's it. It's very simple and easy to go with logistic regression model building. Now we need to see the output, right? I'll show you the output in the video that I have shot as a demo when I ran it. You can see that quickly. We'll go through it once again. We have imported all the necessary things. We have specified all the parameters as batch size, the number of classes, and most importantly epochs. And we have gone through the steps of loading the M1IST dataset, where we split the test and the training dataset clearly, and then we built the logistic regression model clearly with sequential, and then we went for dense, then we compiled it, then we just printed a summary, and then we went for model fitting, and finally we evaluated it. So once we run it, you can see that the model will go through all the epochs one by one, and finally it will come to the final epoch 100 as per our statement, our requirement. It will go to 100. Now I am running it, so you can see that the summary that we have got only one dense layer. We did not have multiple dense layers, and once it becomes 100, the model is completed, the process completed. The accuracy is pretty good, where it is 93 finally, and that's it. We have built a logistic regression model. We have seen the linear regression. We have now seen the logistic regression. I hope it was useful. We'll go into much deeper into the rest of the topics pretty soon. Thank you very much.